All right, welcome back to our weekly Bitcoin wrap up with Coach Nick, lead prayer HODL. So what's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing? Another week, crazy week. That's how it goes in the Bitcoin world, man.
Yep. And I'll just throw this up there real quick, just to have some little fun with it real fast. So is it you said buy crypto, or I said no, I said buy crypto, right? So that's been the meme going around right now. So yeah, I'll put that out there. But yeah, like you said, Bitcoin has taken a hit. Headlines are screaming again. Exchanges are cutting staff. Institutions are reporting big losses, right? And the same five questions always come back during moments like this. So let's dig into it. Let's get straight into it. So is Bitcoin officially dead?
Yeah, well, I'm going to talk about that. The answer is no. I don't believe that at all. But I do believe it's a crypto winter. That's for sure. It's definitely going into that bear market for sure. No doubt about it. And I think that big snowstorm in the United States just started the whole thing. I want to blame the weather, right? Climate change, but it's impacting my Bitcoin. That's for sure. Bitcoin plummeted roughly about 50% since the all-time highs at 126K, man. And we bottomed near about 63K this week on Thursday. Though yesterday was a great recovery day, I'm not so sure it's going to hold, but we'll see what happens. One thing I do know is true is the network is still fine. The hash rate and security remain at all-time highs. Only the price and sentiment are starting to die because of what's going on, I think, through the casino of leverage and so on. Now I'll get into that a little bit more later, but I'm very excited about the future of Bitcoin. I don't, because I have a long-term mentality. I don't think about it in one day. Let's say a real estate for my real estate people in 2007 was all-time highs, and 8, 9 back to all-time lows for a while, not all-time lows, but you get what I'm saying. And the house was still worth the house. The value in fiat was different, but if you were holding long-term, did you really care? No, you didn't care at all. And you ran this next wave all the way to the top. Same for Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is worth one Bitcoin. That has not changed at all. The fiat prices change, and that hurts if you're into equity. Obviously, you want fiat, but you're thinking long term. These things are normal. Nothing has changed. Nothing is different in terms of the volatility of that. So, where most people panic, become afraid, hate it, get scared, a lot of people like myself, I like the volatility. I like that half of YouTube was on Thursday. Bitcoin's over. Bitcoin's dead. Bitcoin's crashing. Bitcoin's bleeding. All these people that don't even understand Bitcoin are talking about it. I'm not like talking about anybody specifically, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of people like going with the algorithms. Oh, Bitcoin's over. Did you know that Amazon actually crashed 15% on Thursday, which was more than Bitcoin? Nobody talked about that because the algorithms don't care about Amazon. Another thing that happened as well, did you know that Netflix is down 40% from the all-time highs? But nobody says Netflix is over. Netflix is done. It's bleeding. Nobody talks like that because the algorithms don't do anything. No one cares about that. But what you love about Bitcoin is that it is bipolar. Some people believe in it, some people don't, and that's why it goes up. That's why it sells in a panic when it don't, because they're not fully understanding what it is. And that's exciting for a guy like me because I sell the volatility on my covered calls or my options, and I make money on the way up. So it's a little different for me. Do I want it to drop all the way down to 60, 50, 40? No, I don't want it to go that low, of course. But I am wise enough to understand the difference. And if you go on my X or Instagram, you'll see like I took screenshots in October where I sold like 1.3 million of IBIT, my trading stack, because I saw the charts. I understand what was going on and that there's going to be a little bit of a dip. And here we are 50% later. Normal is like 70, you know what I mean? 75, 79. So I think there's still more pain ahead. I hope not. But overall, I imagine there is.
I do see the problem though right here. Cody Davis is tuning in, and he said we can blame him because he said he actually put $100 on Bitcoin and it went down right after that. So he said it's his fault. But I see Cody tuning in. But yes, when prices fall fast, the next question people ask is who got hurt and who got out first, right? So did Wall Street already dump on retail?
Yeah, I believe institutional selling is leading the crash for the last like 21 days in Bitcoin. It's been cheaper on exchanges in the US, like on Coinbase. than global, like on Binance. So proving U.S. institutions to me are the ones like hitting the sell button a lot. They're panicked, whether it's from the new Fed chair that's supposed to take over, and they're wondering if he's going to keep interest rates flat instead of lowering them. A lot of the algorithms are de-risking, right? Wall Street is treating Bitcoin like a tech stock. We see a lot of the tech stocks dumping, and they're maybe worried about a recession, all the tariff fears. I don't know if you know, we're like choking at Cuba right now with oil. They're not allowed to get any oil. So we're doing a lot of things there. We got Iran. We're kind of surrounding them and putting the kibosh on some of the things they're doing as a government. So there's a lot going on. And what's going to happen when a lot goes on? Markets hate uncertainty, and Bitcoin is liquid. You know, you can easily grab it, take it, hold it, and wait. The big thing I would tell people, though, if you're going to get into it, and I don't think Cody is the reason, so I do send my friends because they're all in it, and I'm like, you broke Bitcoin, bro. You just had to buy some, didn't you? It was going good. I have tons of friends like that, so no worries. Cody, keep going. It's getting cheaper. It's on sale, right? The best time to buy real estate was during the crash of 09. You know what I mean? If you could afford it. Luckily, Cody's a great investor. He could afford it. So don't worry about that. Think long term, but more than anything, think about our U.S. government. Our president wants Bitcoin for sure. Our vice president, J.D. Vance, he owns Strive with what's his name? I can't think of his name. The guy who's running for governor in Ohio. I can't think of his name. Anyways,
Vivek,
right? Yeah. So, anyways, so Ramaswamy or whatever his name is, right? So, there's a lot of people. The new Kevin Warsh is actually pro Bitcoin. You can see a bunch of things on his thing. We got David Sachs in there. We have a whole crypto board and admin. So, there's a lot of great things happening. They're just not happening on the time we want. But if I'm going to tell you one thing, you're taking some risks now to buy at lower prices until the guardrails go up with the crypto bills. If they get passed, I expect massive moves over time, not immediately, because there's no wash trading. I talk about this every week. But so right now you're trying to get it cheaper. You're like, hey, I'll take a little bit more risk because if it spikes, it's like an insurance policy. I make a lot of money and I just put a little bit in there, maybe 1 to 4% of your net worth. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm excited about it. And yes, institutions are selling and leading the crash. They're fighting like dogs.
Yeah. And that kind of leads straight into the ETF debate, right? Are Bitcoin ETFs a massive lie? So, people were promised legitimacy, stability, and easy access. So instead, they're seeing volatility and outflows, right?
Yeah. So I don't think they're a lie, but they're a liquidity trap sometimes because they provide this massive exit. Like it could move billions of dollars to flow out in a matter of minutes and seconds, really. And that could accelerate a crash when people start to panic because sometimes the magic internet money makes people nervous and they're like, am I investing in something? But they don't understand how it is sound money. They don't understand how it really works. And so they get nervous and skittish. And the market loves to take your money. They love the paper hands. They love those that are selling quickly. And you'll see things sometimes in mixed signals from ETFs. So you have massive outflows this week from Fidelity. They lost like 148 million. And then you see IBIT actually grew 60 million in some ways. So just because the price changes on IBIT doesn't mean they sold all their coins necessarily either. So it doesn't mean that at all. It just moves with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin goes down, IBIT's going down, Bitcoin goes up, IBIT's going up. Simple as that. One of the things that was really fun was MicroStrategy. That's how I really got into it, was I realized that as Bitcoin was going up and they bought, you could buy MicroStrategy because it went up, and I was trading that every time. Sell top, bottom. It was so easy to do. Now it's not that easy to do. That stock is going down a lot, but I don't think it's dead forever. Yeah.
So we'll get to the questions after. We'll do the weekly wrap up first. But so when confidence breaks down, people start questioning the entire cycle, right? So was this entire bull run fake? Companies that went all in on Bitcoin are reporting huge paper losses. Exchanges are laying people off, and sentiment flipped fast. So with Bitcoin giving back gains and crypto companies feeling real pain, was this entire bull run fake?
No, I don't think it was fake at all. I think that it was leverage fueled in a lot of ways. So it's not fake. It just people are using leverage as well, using some cheap debt at the time, and they were buying more, and it pushed up the price to 126K. I mean, like I just mentioned, Strategy, they bought billions of dollars worth it. through convertible bonds, through the at the money ATM sales of their stock shares. But the reality is, this week did wipe out a lot of gains, especially all the way back to about 2025 cycle, going to 2024 a little bit. So there's this momentum illusion, and things are collapsing because of that. Cutting rates, is it happening? It stopped right now, that's for sure. They didn't cut this last cycle. People get nervous. Liquidity dries up. Trade wars began. What's going on with the tariffs? Did they rule with the Supreme Court? They didn't. So money is tight in a lot of ways. We talked about the K-shaped economy. And I believe that banks and TradFi are fighting like dogs. They want to lower Bitcoin. They're late to the party. So they're all working together, I believe, to get the price down some. I don't know how low it goes. And I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not worried about that. I'm still selling my covered calls. I still believe in the long-term thesis. I still believe that the 4-year cycle is going to continue the next halving as well. So I'm not panicked. I did a live, by the way, for the first time from my phone on Thursday when everyone was freaking out. And I was like, relax. Old guy REI jumped on. Hello. I don't know if he's here today, but it was just pretty cool. But I was just calm. And I was kind of like an old man, though. I was like, how do I turn this thing off? I got my finger off in the camera.
Hey, you got to get started, right?
Because I was like, hey, look, I'm not panicked. I'm not worried about it. And don't get caught up into the algorithms, the clickbait of everything's dying or dead. Like I said, stock market was down. Everything was down. Everything you're seeing is red. Netflix is down 40%. Guess what? You're still going to turn it on. And it's real, right? Because if Bitcoin's fake and Netflix is real, how come Netflix is down 40%? That's because you probably don't understand Bitcoin at all. And that's okay. You'll learn. Keep watching my channel, Leap Pray HODL. I got 381 subs. I need to get to 400, and I have a discount. It's free today to subscribe.
It's one Bitcoin. Going to be one Bitcoin. Well, and finally, that brings us to the hardest question, right? Are HODLers about to learn a brutal lesson, right? So long-term HODLers or holders are watching drawdowns, volatility, and headlines get ugly again. So are HODLers about to learn a brutal lesson, or is this lesson Bitcoin has always taught?
Yeah, the lesson is happening right now for them. Some of the people up to like 46% might be down because they bought high. Remember this: don't ever buy when it's going up 500%. You want to FOMO in. I'm missing the bananas. I'm missing the run. When it comes to stocks, just wait. You're too late. Wait for it to go down. You saw that in silver. It dropped 33% in a day. You saw that in gold. You saw that they dropped $10 trillion in one day, gold and silver and the precious metals. Dude, that's 5 market caps of Bitcoin in one day, gone to zero. So this is normal for a lot of market manipulation where they're fighting, like, again, cats and dogs. They want institutional adoption when it comes to Bitcoin, and you're going to get more volatility. Some people thought it would be less, right? Oh, man, more people are coming in, global stock market, exchange, but that's not how it works. People are fighting for the best price. They are in backdoor rooms that I have no privilege to, and they're talking to the president. They're talking to Trump's kids who own a mining company as well, American Bitcoin. And there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and that's okay. It doesn't matter if you understand you're here for the long term. Did you buy your real estate to get out of it in 3 months, or anytime there was like, oh man, there was a gas leak this time, oh, I'm going to sell it, termites? No, you go for the long term. Your cash flow covers it. Your equity long term, is going to be good. I mean, even in real estate right now, right? What have we been flat for a couple years now? And that's hasn't changed. I know everyone is hoping for reduced rates, but at the same time, sometimes when they're reducing those rates, that means unemployment is skyrocketing and people are broke and there's a major recession. So it takes a balanced approach. And I think hopefully with the government, hopefully with people learning on channels like mine and coming to your channel and seeing these weekly Bitcoin recaps, that they start to learn. And I appreciate you, Mark, for everything you're doing. Make sure you like, comment for the algorithm, and follow and subscribe to Mark's channel if it's your first time.
All right, that's awesome. So let's hear from the chat. There was some questions, but also there is Nick's YouTube channel in the chat, so you can go subscribe to. He's also streaming right now. So like you did ask, old guy REI is there. He's on your channel, so he did have a question. So let me go back a little bit. He said, I don't have any Bitcoin, but did put some in Bitcoin ETF. Does that count?
100% that counts. You're going to follow the up and down of Bitcoin with that. I have ETF. I use IBIT myself. I love IBIT. It's just a great Great ETF, man. There's a lot of money in IBIT. It's secure. Instead of you having to control your wallet or even understanding how seed phrases and hot wallets and cold wallets work, you throw it in IBIT, and you just let it sit, and you're all good. Thanks, old guy Ari. I appreciate you.
I wish I could share the questions over from Instagram, but I got my man, Captain Brian Waters, Code 3 Investing. He will be in Vegas joining us, but he says, is it true you can sell for a loss and buy back immediately, and that is a tax loss?
Yes, actually, it is true. Okay, so that's what I was talking about, and that's a lot of what's going on a lot of times too. So they're in normal stocks, and people that do stocks for a long time didn't even know this rule. But in normal stocks, it's called a wash trade. If you sell your stock at a loss and you rebuy back in the same stock within 30 days. So if you do that, you can't write off your loss, and it carries on until you actually sell and leave it for 30 days. So it's not that you can't get a loss forever, but until you do the 30-day sit-out period, or what's called the wash trade, that's going to happen because they have regulation, because they don't want you to do that. Crypto does not have that. Bitcoin does not have that. So right now, you could sell and buy back in immediately, and you could write off the loss for your taxes. Now, go check with your tax guy first. This is not financial advice, but I am pretty confident in it because that's what I do. And what happens is you get the loss for the year, but eventually when it goes up, you're going to have to obviously pay the gain and go from that. But right now, there's no wash trade rules, and that's happening a lot in Bitcoin. And that's what the crypto bill is about, amongst other things, but they're trying to have regulations. So Binance and other places, they could literally sell their coins at a high, manipulate the market down, and then buy back more coins for cheaper. And that's what's happening over and over again. If you look at the liquidation heat map that I've talked about before, people are putting 50x, 75x, 100x leverage, and they see where they're at, and they literally target them. They sell exactly to grab all their money, liquidate them, bankrupt them, make billions of dollars. And that's what's going on in Bitcoin. It's literally, like, I think, corruption, but at the same time, it is legal. And that's why you're not allowed to do it in normal stock trading, because they don't want people doing that. But right now we don't have the regulation yet. So that's why Trump and the team are trying to, and it's not political, I don't care who you like, but Trump's team right now and the Republican Party, and that's actually bipartisan in a lot of ways, are trying to put a crypto bill together to get rid of the wash trading so that you can actually have a little bit more security in what's going on. But right now, if you use leverage, high leverage, they're going to go get you. No doubt about it. Like, you're going to go bankrupt unless you're just, time it perfect. We watched a guy the other day. He had $250 million in Ethereum get wiped out in one day, and he had $40 in his account. Could you imagine losing 250 million, having $40? And I don't know. He might not be around anymore.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I do see Steve from the Bronx in the chat. I'm not sure if he's still here, but I just wanted to give him a shout out. Thanks. He did send me a shirt from his firehouse. I guess he retired from recently.
Nice.
So yeah, I got it. Bronx Squad,
cool.
Harlem. So thanks, Steve. Wish you were going to be in Vegas, but I'll meet you at next year's one. Let's see what other questions we got.
Yeah, while you're looking, shout out to Steve. That's awesome, man. Thank you for your service. And the fire, any New York firefighter used to obviously be gods back in the day. I hope they still are now, because they deserve all the glory and honor that they deserve. And thank you so much, man. Cops, firefighters.
Cops not so much, but no. But hey, on that point though,
dude, that parking ticket you're getting.
On that point though, if anyone watches Theo Vaughn's podcast, he had a great episode recently with a retired FDNY firefighter. So I think Theo Vaughn is I think he's branching out to just regular, like everyday people with unique stories. So he had an FDNY firefighter on. It was super fun. It's entertaining. But Harrison's saying, Coach Nick, are you leading the boat in Bitcoin?
Okay. Yeah. Loading the boat, man. So let me talk about that a little bit. This is what I recommend if you're going to be, and not financial advice, but you need to think differently if you're buying Bitcoin here or at any time. So I'm going to give you a couple steps. If you watched my video yesterday, I had a few steps as to, here's some advice to buying. So number one, you need to be thinking long-term if you're buying. Don't just watch the price, man. You're going to lose your mind. It's meant to mess you up psychologically. So don't bother. Go outside, touch grass, go fishing, whatever, talk to your friends, go to work if you're working, but let protocol, let time with the halving cycles work for you. Take your time, buy, leave it alone. Don't look at it again. Next, avoid leverage. Like I just said, You don't want to be buying on leverage, margin, anything like that. You want to buy just spot Bitcoin or the ETF IBIT, something like that. It's safer, and you don't have to worry about going to zero in one moment and getting liquidated. It goes down, it goes up, and that's what markets do. So don't worry. If you, I'm gonna give you a little tip. I love Tesla, but did you know Tesla went down over 60% a couple years ago, like in 2022? Tesla, right? The richest man in the world, 60% in 1 year. So what do you think Bitcoin's going to do? Yeah, it's going to have 60%, 70%, 80%. Happens sometimes. Is Tesla over with? No, man. The guy's the richest man in the world, and they're continuing to dominate. So it happens. It could happen in 1 year. It's because it's liquid. They're trying to scare you. They're trying to make you fearful. Even the S&P 500 in 2022 was down 22% in 1 year. 22% of your net worth. Scary. No, it's not. Not if you're not selling. You're at all-time highs. I saw that, what was it, the NASDAQ or something? It was 50,000, or the Dow was $50,000, all-time high. And then we got S&P hitting, man, just look for the long term and avoid leverage. Next, don't gamble or chase. You see things like silver skyrocketing. Oh my gosh, fear of missing out. It's up 500%. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to buy some. I don't want to be left behind. And then it drops, dude, because that's what they're doing to you. They got you. You're too late. They mess with you psychologically. And then you're going to be afraid because you lost 30% of your net worth. You're going to sell it, and then it's going to ride back up a little bit later in time. So don't gamble. And then buy the fear. Like right now, you asked if I'm loading the boat. Like now's a great opportunity possibly to go down, to buy more Bitcoin, at least for cheaper. So I'm going to buy some. Now, I'm going to let you know, I still think it's going down more. Even though we had a great pump, I actually think, but I'm not a short. That's one thing I said on my channel. My channel is the daily financial news, Bitcoin insights, and market trends. I don't tell you short-term price action because I don't have a damn clue. And anybody that tells you they have a clue is lying to you. And they don't know. Now, long-term, what I believe, yes, because I know what I bought. I feel very good about it. But it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. You need adoption and so on. But yes, the greatest opportunities to buy are when blood's in the street. Look what happened to Teslas, down 68%. Now they're up there with caviar and cigars, living a dream, right? So that's what I think. So yeah, dollar cost average, man. If you have a little bit of money, that's the best way to do it. Expect it to go down when you buy, just like Cody happened, because that's the psychology of it. You're like, oh, I'm the jinx, right? You start to feel that way. I have bad luck. You go into, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm telling you what to do. I just gave you a couple key tips and examples. Don't worry about it. You buy it, you leave, and don't buy more than you should. Only a part of your net worth, a percentage. Think of it as insurance, right? You might not ever use the insurance, but man, if this insurance hits, you're going to have a pretty good life. You might buy a boat named Marc the Financial Firefighter or something. You know what I'm saying?
So Life Unruled says Bitcoin 3-year trend still up 196%. So not fact check, but I'm sure it is pretty high. I'm not sure what the actual number, but yes.
Well, it's been the greatest asset over the last 15 years, right? So in 2009, you bought 2 pizzas worth a couple 100,000 coins, and now it's worth at least 68. What is it? 68,000 coins, 69,000 a coin right now. So it's all good. I mean, it just, some people are underwater right now. Some people are whales and buying more. It's funny, those whales sold because they understood the cycle a little bit, and they're going to buy more. It's crazy to watch all this. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. It's not financial advice. I know I said this again, but I'm just telling you how to invest. The psychology of investing. That's what leadership is. Lead, pray, hodl. I lead because I coach basketball for 20 years. I've been a teacher for 20 years. So I lead people. I lead my men's group for my Bible study. I pray, and I invest in Bitcoin and hard assets, real estate, Bitcoin, anything. But I understand the long term, not the short term effects.
Yeah, All Nighter Hider says, when in doubt, zoom out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip over a few real quick because I want to make sure we get to this one. Charles McCune is tuning in,
Sure.
and he just says, "Howdy, everybody! Really enjoying your work, Nick."
Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, man. I am so humbled by people that watch and appreciate it. They leave some comments that are wonderful. Sometimes people are jerks. They leave, oh, Bitcoin's down, it's dying, it's dead, whatever. That's it. But when I get these comments like that, it's great. It's wonderful. I appreciate you. I believe time is something that cannot be recycled. You don't get more time. You used it and that's it. A lot of times in our life, we think, well, it's just one day. Well, you actually lost the day because you don't know how many days you got. So, valuing your time is important. So for him to take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour for this one today and other ones, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for your time.
And we do have a special guest joining us today. I gave him a 15-minute runway, and he still shows up late. So I'm not how possible to do that. But hold on, let me get him in here. We got Joel Farrell joining us, and there he is. I gave him
What's up, y'all?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Happy Saturday.
Nothing like him insulting you right before you get on, you know?
That's
I'm
right.
just
Let's bring it.
speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth. But before we do go on, let me just throw, if you guys can, Joel just came out with his newsletter. So if you can go subscribe or join his newsletter, there it is. Put your email in there and sign up.
What kind of news is it, Joe?
It's all real estate investing type of information.
For your lending and stuff like that?
Yeah, tips, strategies. I mean, because it's tough to make deals pencil out. So just trying to be able to put out some good info. And also, you know, because I'm going to be doing more interviews. And so sharing some of the links from some of the interviews.
Cool. Yeah, check that out.
Joe, I believe, did you have any specific questions for Bitcoin? Or I believe you have some Bitcoin, right?
I mean, I've got a little exposure to it. But it's just so funny watching everything. All the experts think they know what's going to happen. And it's just like, just buy and hold. It's just, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Dude, on Thursday, I saw Zuber talking about Bitcoin. Dion jumped on about Bitcoin. Lumberjack was talking about, I saw Hyder giving him hell in the chat. And then I told everyone in his chat to come watch this on Saturday. And his face, the Lumberjack was like, this guy's advertising his show on my show.
Is that what he said? Really?
Yeah. Well, it was like technically for Marc's channel, but it was still.
Hey, don't get me involved in that.
No, he didn't care. He was happy. Cool. Yeah, no problem.
Trade Better says, do you worry that Binance is a scam like Mount Gox, or was that Gox?
Yeah, Mount Gox. Yeah,
Mount Gox back in the day.
I don't like Binance. That's all I can tell you is they manipulate the price so much. They're criminals. I mean, CZ just got let out. I don't know what the hell that was about. That dude's a criminal himself, but they're making money. There's the ones that are like buying. They're buying all your Bitcoin that you're selling. They're getting it for cheaper. They're selling high, bringing fear. They're moving coins. They're selling them and they're buying them more. I don't trust them at all, man. I wouldn't even put them on that exchange. I don't like them. I stay away from them. Do I think I think they have the coins because they're obviously manipulating the price, but I don't like them at all and I don't trust them. And I think they're bad for Bitcoin personally.
All right. I better read Flavio's question, because when I don't read them, he gets hurt feelings and he starts text messaging me saying, why are you skipping my question? But Flavio says, Nick, I will remember this video in 10 years and you will be a multimillionaire in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But that's okay.
I haven't seen this individual here before, but thanks for stopping by. Make sure you jump to everyone's channels, subscribe and like. But FrankMe9862 says, if it don't hit 70K today, it's going to 55K tomorrow. Life on Rules says it already passed 70K, but then I guess Frank Me says not today, but then I guess it just did. Somewhere down here it shows, where did it say? It just hit 71.68 this morning. So I think that's the top they're talking about.
Yeah, see, I don't even get into that. I don't, short term, you're guessing. Could I see it go down to 55? Oh yeah, 100%, no doubt about it. Do I know it's going down there? No. If I did, I'd sell and I'd buy it back at 55 if I knew for sure, but I don't want to lose this train. And because of the uncertainty, I'm going to sell my covered calls and make money if it goes down. Is it more likely to go down? I do believe that's possible because of the longs that they replaced, right? There's a lot of longs down there now. They think we hit the bottom. So they're going to liquidate them again because they're putting all the leverage down there. They're going to get billions of dollars. So could it go down again? Sure. But again, just like we talked about, it's long-term. Don't think today, think about the future. Do you want to take a little extra risk to buy now before the regulations are on by the crypto bill and other stuff? Yeah, if they don't happen, you took a risk. That's okay. I'll be honest with you. I think long-term adoption is still happening. It's just going to happen slower. But if they do have the crypto bill passed, if there is more regulation, I think it's going to happen. Dude, it's at Steak and Shake. You can buy a burger with it right now. I mean, it's happening. It just, do you think, I don't know, man. It's like the mob, dude. The mafia is like the mob. They're doing illegal things too. They just don't go to jail for it. You know? Pelosi and everyone else, you know, they're all doing the same crap. They're just doing it legally because they know the insider information. So whatever's going on behind those closed doors, they're manipulating the price. There's
Yeah.
nothing that changed on Thursday. Like there was even news. It was like, what happened? Nothing. There's nothing that happened. It just people are panicking. They're using the psychology. It's still 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin, and I just think it's crazy. Like it sucks. I'd rather go to 200,000. But it happens. Nothing's changed to the thesis of that.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say from a options chain and as a market maker, yeah, the manipulation. I mean, like because they can sell infinitely into a rise in price. When it's zooming and going up. And then at some point in time, they'll be able to buy it back lower, or options chain it lower. And so it's just like, is it like FTX when they went belly up? I mean, they were basically trading with deposits. And
paper. Yeah. They
so
were.
like, I don't trust these market makers like Binance and like all once you get the big boys in and the options and the swaps and like, then they can do whatever the hell they want to do. So like, I don't know. It's just
So like I said, Tesla went down in 2022 to like 65% down in 1 year. And if you ever trade Tesla, I like Tesla because they have great covered calls and great options as well. It went up to like 495 and now it's back down to 404. Dude, they want that on purpose. You know what I mean? The only difference is they actually have to wait a certain amount of days with certain parts of their portfolio because of wash trade rules. And crypto doesn't. They literally can sell at 126, push the price down and manipulate it. So that's what happens. There's not that much money in Bitcoin yet. Like I said, 5 market caps traded for precious metals in 1 day last Friday when silver and gold dropped 33% and 15%. That was 5 Bitcoins worth. So it's still new. It's still small. It still get beat up and smacked around. It's like your kids, playing them in basketball. You're blocking every shot anytime you want. Sometimes you let them get a shot off. Sometimes you block it, man. It's just that simple. Right now we're getting blocked.
Let's see. I do agree with Hyder, though. He says Bitcoin is an easy target. It's okay. I have confidence since I've read the Bitcoin white paper, and I think he put a link to that earlier in the chat. But if Hyder's still here, he can put another link to the Bitcoin white paper.
Okay. Question though. So when you have market makers that have control over price and options, and they can do all these things, like, do flaws happen with the whole thesis on Bitcoin in terms of the finite supply? The whole point of it is you have 21 million coins, but like not really anymore because
you saw that post, right? That was going to be my next because I did see it on X, so that I was going to bring that up just now. No, okay, yeah. So to Joel's point, once derivatives took over, the original Bitcoin thesis is broken. Bitcoin's valuation was built on 2 ideas: a hard cap of 21 million and no rehypothecation. That framework died the moment Wall Street layered this on top of the chain: cash settled futures, perpetual swaps, options, ETFs, prime broker lending, wrapped Bitcoin, total return swaps. From that point forward, Bitcoin supply became theoretically infinite. So
I don't agree with that at all, actually. For one, there's 21 million coins, but there's really not even that many because of Satoshi's wallet and other people that have lost their coins. So there's probably only about 15 million coins. They all haven't been mined yet. So they are still mining. So there's coins coming onto the market every single day through mining. So imagine you have, $1 million houses and you're getting another $425 million houses on the market every day, right? That's going to actually impact supply a little bit until the supply crunch is absolutely there and we all have all the Bitcoins. And that's when you're going to really see this thing skyrocket, in my opinion. So I don't agree with that. I also think some of those things are good for Bitcoin. I mean, we were just at $126,000. That's great, man. I love that people are trading in. I love that there's ETFs. I love that those things are going on. But at the same time, I told you just a few minutes ago, some people have control because it's an earlier asset. They own a lot of coins or they're using a lot of other people's coins. So until those guardrails come out, until there's more of a supply crunch, until more time happens, it's going to be pushed around a little bit whenever they want. They're going to slap you around. It's just that simple. My kids, I could beat them in basketball right now any day of the week. I could do it the same thing. I could beat the Warriors too, by the way. They're terrible. I'm just giving you a shot.
Oh, you're getting personal. Oh, that's a jab at Joe. Joe's going to fight now.
You can say that when Kristaps Porzingis comes back and starts playing. Then we can talk about it.
Oh, that's fighting words.
Oh, that guy has AIDS. You know that, right? I don't know if you knew that, but
he's got what?
Yeah,
AIDS, dude.
that doesn't affect his basketball.
Yeah, dude, that guy has immune
Porzingis has
deficiencies.
AIDS.
Yeah, didn't you remember through the Boston in the finals he wasn't playing because of those things? Yeah, he has. Yeah, dude, he has an immune disease, man. They don't talk about it as much, but yeah, he has a disease, bro. That's what I'm saying. You're whatever. I like Porzingis though. I think he's dominant when he can play and he's healthy. He's incredible, but so his immune deficiency hurts him. Yeah.
Hey, I see Monica joining from Instagram.
Did you see my post?
Which one?
All 5,000 of your posts or what? I never go on Facebook. I went on and my whole feed was this. Whoa, what's going on? I mean, man.
Let's be more precise. 3,047 in the last 28 days. No, but I made a post about Bitcoin. Well, specifically Michael Saylor, and talking about how he can, basically keep bringing dollars into the and purchase Bitcoin, and price can go down infinitely low. That doesn't really matter. I basically gave the example of like, if you had a home that was $500,000 free and clear, and then you were able to take a loan on that for $1.5 million and then buy more houses. Like that's what Sailors is effectively doing with, the private money, not right, the preferred equity.
Yeah. So there's trillions of dollars in the bond market. And so he was like, how can I get that money? Like, how can I get them to invest in me? So he made these preferred stocks. Now, the one I love is STRC. I've been mentioning this for like the last month. If you check my channel, right now they're paying you an 11.25% dividend annually. But they pay it monthly, but it's 11.25%, and it goes up or down like 0.25 a month, dude. So that's a lot. Wait a minute, hang on. Oh yeah, dude, I'm a high school teacher too, bro. I make fun of everybody. It's okay. But so dude, imagine a dividend. Like, so you could literally borrow money, like throw my HELOC in there at 5%, 6%, whatever my HELOC is, and I'm making 11.25%. It's been great, dude. I've been making tons of money. So if you saw that post again, I'll go back to my ex. I sold 1.3 million of my trading portfolio. I still have coins, and I put it in Stretch, man. It's just making me money every month. So I'm not too worried about it. And you can check the date on there, because that's one thing I like about X is like your tweets are there forever, unless you I guess read them, but whatever. I don't care about that. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. But so it tells you October, I don't know the date, 25th or something. I sold that because I could read a chart, I could do a lot of things. But again, don't go for short-term anything for me or anyone. That's why I do the news, man. I just give you Bitcoin updates. Long-term, this is what I think is going to happen. It's made me a lot of money. I hope it makes you. But right now, I'll take cash flow down. And right now, because I'm a real estate guy too, I love getting cash flow. So I love covered calls, and I love this STRC. And they try to keep it at $100, and it goes down to 95 and back up to 101. But he's going to automatically ATM it. Anything over 100, he's going to ATM it, put more shares in, take the money, buy Bitcoin. It's just the system. And all he wants to get is the bond money. He wants trillions of dollars from the bond money, or billions in this case. And he's going to buy Bitcoin with it. So eventually he's going to own a lot of Bitcoin. And guess what? I think, because it's called Strategy B now, I don't know if you noticed that, it's probably going to be Strategy Bank at some point, in my opinion. And I think that's why they made that change from MicroStrategy to Strategy B. But yeah.
How are they paying the dividend? Where's the revenue coming from?
So the revenue for the dividend, so he did ATM at the money shares, where he inputs shares into the MicroStrategy, and then he pulls out the cost of those shares. So he actually pulled out $2.5 billion. So he has a couple years worth of money in reserves just for that STRC, because that's now his golden goose. And so it's guaranteed to be paid. Now, could people pull their money out of Stretch and then that lower the price? Yes, that could happen. So there is some risk. It's not a perfect world, but it's not as likely because he already has the reserves. It's already there for a couple years, and he still has ATM for Bitcoin. It's kind of like a flywheel of money. But I probably wouldn't invest in Strategy right now, though it could go up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it can't. I just like the Stretch better because I like the guarantee of getting that cash flow. And it's wonderful. I get it on, the either 28th or the 2nd, somewhere in that time frame. It's like rent. Rent's due. I used to have a rent's due hat I would wear when I was a landlord. I wear it to school to the kids. I'd be like, rent's due, baby. And they would, oh man, my kids love me. But yeah, that's what it is.
Harrison's asking, Nick, are you buying Solana with their crash as well?
I haven't bought Solana yet. I stick to Bitcoin mostly, but I love Solana. If I've been thinking about it honestly, because Solana is the future internet, in my opinion. It's so fast and reliable, and everyone does so much business on Solana. It gets billions of dollars worth of business on it. It's just not like evaluated the same way. Like, I don't know. It doesn't have the big name. You know, you have like Coke, Pepsi. You can have a new drink that tastes even better, but people still kind of buy Coke or something, you know. So that's kind of going on with Solana. But I do like Solana. I just have no idea what the short-term price action is going to be for that.
Joel, you got any other questions you want to bring up to Coach? Anything, man.
Yeah.
Basketball, whatever.
Oh, I can talk about basketball all day.
Whatever you want. Close to 20 years. I got you.
Yeah.
I love basketball.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I always say is that, you know, winning back-to-back championships, I think is just underrated. Like, to be able to do it back-to-back, because like all the wear and tear by going into the long playoffs and you're playing into June, have a very short offseason to recover. What the Warriors were doing with 5 straight, you know, back-to-back. And the same thing with LeBron. I mean, he went from 2010 with the Heat, or 2011, I forget which year was the first year.
Yeah.
With 4 with the Heat and then 4 with the Cavs.
Yeah.
Like, no one talks about that 8-year stretch of LeBron, like, just mind-boggling how he could actually just perform at that level. But yeah, there aren't really any back-to-backs. So I don't expect OKC to win back-to-back. That's just my humble opinion.
Well,
so I don't know.
One thing I respect about the Warriors, they really built that team really well. And every night, even though they had a Kevin Durant come or something like that happens, that's part of the game. But they when you go that far every year, you get the last lottery or last draft pick in the first round every single year. So it's hard to stay on top when you never get those draft picks, right? Whereas LeBron, he had those super teams, but he left them to people that already were loaded with draft picks and money and everything else. So they could trade 3 number ones, get Kevin Love or whatever it is. You could come to the Lakers and we had D'Lo, Lonzo Ball, you know, the rest of the guys, and you know, trade those. So what I think the Warriors did was just incredible to be that sustained for that long, and broke my heart to see Clay leave. That's for sure. I was really bummed about that. And I saw that recent article about Draymond Green. He was kind of like, I could get traded. Like, I don't know if you saw that little.
Yeah.
You know, he was kind of shocked by it. Like, yeah, fool. You know, if anybody should get traded, it could be you, bro. Even though you have a great heartbeat of the team, but you know, he's been missing a lot of shots. So you know.
Yeah, I was hoping for Giannis, but I know it was a long shot. But man, to see Giannis and Steph would have been just crazy.
Yeah, LeBron is. I don't like LeBron, so trade better. Don't ever even say that. The greatest basketball player of all time. Not even close. He stayed on his team. Dude left, played golf and baseball, came back, won some more championships, bro. I think he's incredible. And I actually think LeBron James uses like steroids and other stuff, because I you know, you saw even with Paul George recently, he just got suspended 25 games. He was playing really well lately all of a sudden, because they use these performance enhancing drugs and they don't get caught usually, but is what it is. I like Kobe. I put Kobe before LeBron too, in my opinion.
Do you think that's what Kawhi Leonard is doing or not? Because like he just came out of nowhere.
Well, look at Embiid,
like heating it up.
Embiid's playing well too. He's playing incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Kawhi because I don't know. He's from SoCal, but he doesn't have any heart for me that I feel like, bro, play every day. You know, we got to go to work. I just don't like that. He's just like, oh, I'm going to take it easy for a while. He has no personality. He's like, Eeyore, okay, you know, like, I don't know. But that Cleveland,
all the guys telling stories about him is just hilarious.
Oh yeah, that Cleveland team though with James Harden, you know, he's scored 45 and 18 assists.
I don't know, man. Can you win with Harden though? That's the thing.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know either. I'm not saying that for sure, but when he wants to play, that dude is unstoppable offensively.
Oh, Harrison wants me to clip that. Yeah. Of all this Bitcoin news, and you want me to clip the basketball stuff.
Yeah, I coached basketball a long time, man, and I just love the game. I love that it's indoors too. All those people got to play outside, you know, that's tough. And those of you maybe in the chat, put who you think's going to win the Super Bowl, the Sea Chickens or whoever you got going, you know, whatever, you know. But
I don't know. Maybe I just don't care at all, but it just seems like there hasn't been a lot of talk about the Super Bowl. It seems like this year hype behind it. I know Harrison, he's a Patriots fan.
Marc, like who would you want to like really watch on those teams? Like they like really stirs you up? Nobody really, right?
Nobody. But it's just Harrison is a Patriots fan, so if he's here, I want the Seahawks to win. When Ike is here, he's a Seahawks fan, so I want the Patriots to win. So it does. But Harrison does say, I agree. What would you say about as Larry Bird as the best of all time because MJ never beat him in the playoffs?
Oh, MJ was, here's another thing that people don't. The teams matter too, like the rest of your team. Larry Bird had some great teams. I think Larry Bird is Larry Legend. I think he doesn't get as much respect because he's a white guy back in the day, but he could ball. Look at Jokic. Like, Jokic is a beast. They used to make fun of him like he's not athletic or anything. The guy's winning MVPs, no problem. For whatever reason, people just, they just don't think of you as athletic if you're white for some reason sometimes. Not a racial thing, but it happens. Cooper Flagg's playing amazing right now. He's a rookie. And I just think some of those things are weird. Like we have these mental images of who we could say is good and who can't. Larry Bird was a beast. Magic Johnson was a beast. And that rivalry was basketball, man. So.
SJ2970, thanks for stopping by. I haven't seen you here before. Please subscribe and like. You can jump over to everyone's channels also. But he says Hawks, giving 4.5 points. So
the Hawks?
Janitor on fire.
Or what?
What is that? I think it's talking
Seahawks. Okay, I was like, who the hell likes the Atlanta Hawks, bro? Oh, the Seahawks. Gotcha. Yeah, I got no idea who's going to win that. I'm a Bears fan.
Exactly. There we go. Janitor on fire says he just mentions the Spurs. Yeah, that's an interesting team, man. They definitely have some pieces. Oh, I don't know. I saw Joe kind of.
No. I mean, they're an exciting young team. They got some pieces. I mean, they should have made a move. They should have got Giannis. They should have done something.
Yeah. But a little bit back to Bitcoin though. BuzzTune is asking, what do you think of Benjamin Cohen as an analyst in the Bitcoin space? Do you follow him at all, Nick?
I don't follow Benjamin at all. No, I try to not be biased by a lot of people that I try to do a lot of my own research often. So I try not that I don't support people's takes, but I just don't. I don't even know who that is, honestly, sadly.
Joe, you know who that is? Or
I know he's got a YouTube channel. That's all I know.
Yeah, I know he has a pretty big YouTube channel, but I couldn't really speak on if he's legit or not. But if Hyder's here, I'm sure Hyder would probably have some response for that.
I can only consume so much in a day. You know what I'm saying? So,
not advice or not financial advice, but SJ2970 says, would you buy Bitcoin at 68K?
I mean, I would because I'm thinking long term. So I would dollar cost average it and get some down here, some down up. When you have a lot of money, you don't want to just buy it all at once. You want to just, hey, maybe it goes a little lower, buy a little more. So I would just kind of, maybe you want to say you have 100 grand. I would recommend divided by 52 weeks and you put in that amount each week, every Friday or whatever it is. That's what I think, or wait for these big drops. That's one thing I don't like about Michael Saylor is I think he got a little arrogant in what he's doing. Hey, he's telling people to short MicroStrategy, don't stop this train, and this guy Chanos, he's shorted him. Everyone's been going after him. He knows he posts every time he buys on Sundays. Hey, bought more Bitcoin. Traders are smart. They're not stupid. So Binance and those other ones as well. I think they've sold his gains because they know, he's got to, he publicizes it so much. Why not just wait in silence? You see a big drop like this, 68K, boom, throw $3 billion at it if I'm him. I think his arrogance got a little bit ahead of him. And I don't know if you know about him. He has autism. So he's a little awkward when he talks. He's a little strange. He's a smart guy, intelligent. If you saw his Epstein thing, right? They were like, we can't even blackmail this guy. He talks about his boat and wanting to go to Cane's, because he's a weird guy, So it's kind of funny, actually. But that he was on the Epstein list as can't even blackmail this man, is what they said.
Like I said, SJ2970, I haven't seen you here before, but if you can, Coach Nick, Lead Pray HODL, is also streaming live, and he does daily Bitcoin recaps. So you can always get more information there. He's also on Instagram, so there's his channels. And I don't know, Joe, are you streaming live? I'm not sure, but there's Joel's YouTube channel also.
No, I didn't do it. Nick, are you familiar with seller boxing?
No. What do you mean? What is it?
It's a strategy. It's a strategy like take Blockbuster or any other company that went bankrupt, officially bankrupt.
Yeah.
they infinity short it with all the different tools and options and swaps and whatever they, naked short selling essentially.
Yeah.
And they just drive the price into the ground and they can't raise capital and they just basically force it to go bankrupt. And then because it's gone bankrupt, they never have to close out their short, which means that it just lives on a balance sheet as a gain and they never have a tax event because it went bankrupt. And so my thesis on Tesla back in like I think it was 2000 where the price just like exploded up was that came out of them the powers that be were trying to infinity short it to bankruptcy because it was a threat to all the big GM and Chrysler and all the other big Ford companies. And then they turned a profit and then it was short squeeze city.
I think it was, I can't remember if it's Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. I think it's Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Yeah. So he was shorting Tesla. He's still in a short, but he got squeezed so much that it went. He has enough money to kind of hold it. But yeah, Elon Musk talks about he can't stand Bill Gates because of that. Because hey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna short you, and Elon was pissed. And fortunately, it's been able to go high. But yeah, that's why I talk about Bitcoin too. It's still a smaller asset. I know people think like, oh, it's 1.5 trillion. Yeah, but when you look at gold and some of these other things, like it's not that much money. It seems like nothing, $1 million even now isn't what it used to be, so things change. But yeah, that happens. I never heard the term seller boxing, but it makes complete sense. They try to do a little bit of that with AMC, and it was down to like $2, and then the Reddit community and them, they
GameStop
it up.
Well, I'm a January 28th. Like I bought AMC pre-market at like $15 or $16 on the run up, and then they turned off the buy button. And so I was part of that like whole. I mean, I would say community, but like the whole thing, and just following it, and then it ballooned. It went really high in June of 21. It had like 73, and I made some money back. But
I bought it at $2, and it jumped up to 4 on that run up. It was going to 70. I sold it at like 450 because I was like, I'll double my money. And then it kept going. And I was like, damn it! I had GameStop too, but you never go broke taking a profit. So I don't mind.
Right.
But sure, that went up. But the same thing I tell Mark all the time is what I tell everyone else. If it shoots up like that, it's coming back down, man. You don't want your stock to go, in a comfortable run up. But it jumps like that, a banana, it's selling off. Don't FOMO in. Be careful and just watch out.
SJ2970 says, "Would you buy MicroStrategy after the 25% jump that had yesterday?"
I wouldn't, because he's still ATMing that so much. I actually think MicroStrategy, I'm not giving you a financial advice, but I love what he was doing. Big fan. But I think it could go to like anywhere to $50 to $100. I think actually, because of if we go down a little bit more, it's going to drop. Because now MicroStrategy is a pure stock, so you can actually look at the chart, and that's what a lot of traders do for MicroStrategy. It's different for Bitcoin a little bit because of the wash trade rules that you can't really judge it because anything could happen, because they can manipulate it so easily. But on MicroStrategy, like I told my friends a long time ago, so we were in it heavy. I mean, heavy. That was my Lambo day through MicroStrategy. One day I made 255 grand on MicroStrategy options, but I told them that with the ATM, the sentiment down, I just don't trust it, and I don't trust it yet. I want to see the guardrails happen. I want to see him do something different with the ATM for MicroStrategy, and I also look at the charts, and there hasn't been a reversal. It was just a pump, and I wouldn't trust anything like that. That could just be a bear trap, so watch out. Be careful.
Trade Better 99 says, "Is Michael Saylor the Tai Lopez of Bitcoin?"
I think Tai Lopez is on the Epstein list. You know what I mean? Whoa! I say that officially.
Whoa! Clear that up real quick.
It would be like an opposite message on him, because he's like, I don't know. I just think he does some creepy things sometimes.
I mean, but he's like SEC charges going against him right now.
Oh yeah. Well, even on his page, it's like, so what culture and race is this woman? Like, bro, you're a creep, in my opinion. I don't know, but I don't trust him. He's famous too for having a F.I.R.E. or something in his garage that kind of started it. His imaging. So he was like, look, I got my F.I.R.E. and then it blew up into like 1 million views, and since then he always rents that bill, $25 million mansion and throws the parties and he wants the look to seem important, but he's under a lot of investigation. You're right.
Yeah. So if you were Michael Saylor,
yeah,
with everything that you know and everything that he has going on, you mentioned that he could do something different with either MicroStrategy or B. Like, what would you do different, or what would you do more of to make that thing work better?
I think he needs to lose some of the arrogance a little bit. You know, like he thinks he knows it because I think the autistic in him sometimes, which I think, sure, you can be Rain Man and beautiful. It's wonderful. I love Elon Musk, same issues, but he's too arrogant with it, where traders will trade against, if they know what you're doing. Like, he doesn't need to be that transparent in his tweets. I love his transparency, but you could do that during your earnings call. Hey, we bought this much at this time. You know what I mean? But when he does it online every week, like, I think people just outsmarted him, because in his mind, Bitcoin's going up. Like he says, I'll buy the top forever. Well, why buy the top? Just wait for these manipulations and slam it right then and buy more. And I just think that he gets in the way. And if you see his interviews a lot, sometimes, like, he does that deep breath, you know, like he gets irritated by people asking this.
Did you see the interview from, this was a while ago, with Scottie Pippen on stage?
Oh yeah,
and like he's talking about how he knows who Satoshi is, and like Sailor's like, here's the word Satoshi. He's like just staring at him like he's a laser.
Yeah. Well, Scottie
his skull.
Crazy for that too as well.
Yeah.
But I saw that interview. It was funny. He looked at him like, you're insane, you know, like, that was a great one. Somebody knows who Satoshi is, by the way. I don't believe that nobody knows who he is. I think one of those, you know, whether it was Hal Finney or David Sachs or not David Sachs.
Well, McAfee alludes to it in a couple of his videos, like talking about the way that they punctuate the sentences with the two spaces, and like that's a British thing, and the people who were writing the papers and blah, blah, I don't know.
I don't know who it is. I do believe, like, you don't send emails to some people you don't know randomly, keep them forever. You know, like, it just seems kind of weird. You know, like, you know who you send an email to. You know, so I just think, you know, I think he's dead probably.
Oh.
Epstein's not dead? Is that what you said? Epstein's not dead?
Satoshi, I think Satoshi's not alive anymore.
Oh, yeah. Because one of the guys died in 2014.
Yeah, dead for sure.
So SJ2970, he says new here. He subscribed. Thank you. Like I said, hopefully jump to Nick's and Joel's channel that I also put in the chat. Go subscribe there also. I do more live streams, real estate focused, probably during the week. But I do my weekly Bitcoin wrap up with Coach Nick every Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Not sure if I'll be doing next week Saturday though. We'll try to figure it out, Nick, because I'll be in Vegas for the one rental at a time event. So that should be fun.
Just let me know.
But let me see. I think there might have been one last question let's get to before we wrap things up then. Oh, I'm not. So you buy iBit, I believe. But this SJ2970 says, how much do you guys pay for Bitcoin transactions?
Okay, so that's another thing why I don't like about Bitcoin a little bit, like on Robinhood or all these other things, is that they charge you those fees. So you pay a fee to buy it and you pay a fee to sell it. And it's a pretty significant fee. So you're already underwater a pretty good amount if you want to make money on it. So it's harder to trade. Even on the weekends, you see a lot of movement, but it's hard to trade it because you know you got your fee to sell. And if you want to rebuy, you got to pay a fee. So it's a lot harder. So that's why I do iBit, because they have a long-term fee that's very minimal. But just buying it on spot Bitcoin could be expensive. And you're definitely not going to trade it because it costs too much money, in my opinion. So that's just my thought. So, and the fee is usually 1%. I don't know. It could be like 0.07 or you know, less than 1% each way. Depends on the fees. Actually change during demand and stuff. A lot of times, also when Saylor buys, he buys it like directly, like off the chains. One, not to manipulate the price, but two, because he doesn't have to pay the fees when he's buying those bulker. So that's why he buys it that way as well. Whereas you and me, we're paying fees. So that's why I just go with iBit.
All right. So I guess we'll wrap it up this week. Busy week for the one rental at a time community. I believe in about a few minutes, the short-term rental call in school is going to be happening. Nice. I believe Frank and Cynthia also go live on Frank's channel it's a very interesting couples kind of space in real estate and their journey. So definitely tune into that one. And there was one last thing I was going to mention. Let me see. I'm getting old, man. I'm forgetting what I'm going to talk about already. But if I don't think about it, then Yeah, that's all I got then. Oh, Hyder does say Uneducated Economist is live, so jump over there. And I believe he has been put on the speaker list for the Vegas event. So I think it was, they weren't sure, but UE will be speaking for the third year in a row.
Nice.
Everyone else, I will see you folks in Vegas next week. I'll see Joe, not Nick, though not coming this year. But everyone else, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, maybe we'll see you folks next week. Thanks for. You know what? I'm going to test. Oh, that's what I'm going to test something out real quick. If I can switch aspect ratios during the live, so let me see. If we end it, thanks everyone. Then we know I can't do it. But hold on, I want to test this out.
And while you're doing that, make sure you follow
says
that.
Not available. Never mind. It says not available. What was that, Nick?
Follow the newsletter that he's writing. You know, if you haven't did that, and subscribe to Marc's channel as well. He puts on this, gives up his time in the morning, 6 a.m. over there.
Yeah, there is Joel's newsletter. So they said he's put your email in, subscribe.
Thanks, you guys.
And there is Coach Nick's YouTube channel. Like I said, he puts out daily content on Bitcoin. Yes, and Janitor on Fire does. There was a shoot. They mentioned it on Bigger Pockets the other day. Pittsburgh, the only city in America where it's cheaper to buy a house than rent. So that's why I think there's a lot of runway left in Pittsburgh. Is once that flips, then that's when the rental demand is going to pick up even more. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. Have fun. Be safe watching the Super Bowl tomorrow, and I'll catch you everyone next week. All right, everyone. Thanks.